This week's episode is brought to you by Salt Creek, some of the best steel and TSS on the market, and Kicks Industries. The Smoke Series is my favorite. Welcome back to this week's YouTube Live and the podcast. My name is RD. Welcome to the Waterfowl Den. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Good Wednesday night to you. A little rain in the forecast. All the snow is pretty much gone. Hope everybody had a nice wintry mix. It sure was pretty. But like our South Carolina snowstorms, they come and they go about as fast as they come. So it was real pretty, real soft snow. It didn't make for good snowball fights or snowmen, but it sure was pretty. That's the most snow I've seen in a long time. A good 5 to 8 inches around me, depends on where you were measuring. But man, it sure was pretty. Hopefully everybody was safe. I didn't hear too much of people losing power, so that's a great thing. It was cold though. Ain't gonna lie, that wind temperature was cutting. There's a little bit of rain on the forecast, and depending on where you at tonight, there's just a small chance of some sleet. Like right now, around Asheville, Greensboro, North Carolina, there is some wintry mix falling. But we'll definitely talk about weather later on. But for the most part, it's just rain going on. Hopefully, y'all getting some rain. We sure do need it. I can say for the past week, the fish have finally stopped knocking on the front door asking for water in the pond. So that's a first. That is a first. So welcome everybody. Welcome. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Waterfowl season is over. We have moved from waterfowl season. We're in between, but there is still some hope. We still have a few days left. So here in South Carolina, we have Youth Day and Veterans Day. And then we get I think it's a week and a half, I'll look it up in a few, of goose season. So February the 7th and February the 14th is Federal Youth Day. So this is a good time to take the young hunters out. It doesn't look like it's going to be very, very cold here in the South for Veterans Day. I mean, it's possibly, there's some places it's going to be cold, but what I'm seeing, it's not going to be like frigid. Now, is that going to help with the ducks? I don't know. Here in our area, we're looking at like 26 degrees. That's still pretty cold. That water might still be froze over. Very questionable. So hopefully it's not, because let's say Friday it's going to get up to 50 degrees. So 50 degrees and then getting the nighttime, maybe the ponds won't get froze over, so we can get a couple of youth days in. So remember, February the 7th and 14th is youth days. That's federal. But that also goes with veterans, active duty military. They also get February the 7th and 14th. I really wish the federal government and states would get behind like a first responder day. But is that ever going to happen? Probably not, but maybe one day. I keep asking for it. I am greatly appreciative of our veterans, but there's a lot of first responders also that could use an extra couple of days of hunting. But that's here in South Carolina. Again, them were federal days, so the federal youth days, I think, is pretty much across the board. But we still, like I said, we're still going to have a Canada geese from February the 15th to March 1st. So that's about 2 weeks. And the way it's looking, I can just go ahead and tell you, for Valentine's Day is going to be wet. That morning of Valentine's Day is going to be wet. So the 15th through the 1st, that's 15 days. I think if I do my calculation right, I think that's 15 days. So we get 15 days. And yes, I did. Gerald asked, did I get my 28 gauge ordered? The retail 28 gauge is stamped and ordered. I did that last week. I got the Bottomland edition, so I can't wait. What I'm seeing is shipment dates in the next couple weeks. So if you didn't notice or didn't see it, Retail dropped some of their new products at the SHOT Show. There's some new single shots. There is a new sporting edition. It's got ported barrels and lightweight with like wood finish. That's pretty awesome. Ported barrels. The current Winchester Super X3 that I shoot skeet with, it has ported barrels, and also the new Retail is coming in the Sporting Clay edition. It's going to come with mid bead on the barrel, and it's going to have a high rise rib. Mine went blank. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming out of Retail this year. I can't wait. I can't wait to get that 28 gauge. I've been talking about that 28 gauge for a whole year now, because it was originally released, or it was product revealed at the 2025 SHOT Show. So it being this year, it's coming. They are already taking and doing the orders and starting to ship. So here in the next week or two, that is going to be a thing. There's going to be some events coming up that you're definitely going to be able to see Retail at, but National Turkey Federation, their event's coming up. I can't remember the date. I'm looking it up. It is in Tennessee. I do know that. It is going to be scrolling. I'm scrolling. 7 days away. I knew it was close. I really would like to go, but whoever planned, and it could be this time every year, but a man didn't plan it. Typically, I always say a woman plans the date. A man didn't plan. Well, let's say a woman didn't plan this one because it is February the 12th through the 14th on Valentine's Day. Now, if your wife, girlfriend hunts with you, maybe you could take her to the convention. And if you do, fellas, you better buy her something on Valentine's Day. But the convention is 7 days away. It is the National Turkey Federation. It is in Nashville. Where is it actually at? What venue? I'm looking, but it don't say. It says convention and sports show. That, or I'm completely overlooking it. I still don't see it. I see the date. View the show and exhibit map. Let's see. It is in Nashville, but where at? I would imagine it is in wherever Raymond Exhibit Hall is. Outdoor Experience. There is no address. There it was. I saw it. The Gaylord, that is near the mall. That's over there near Grand Ole Opry. I'm pretty sure the Gaylord overall map. I'm pretty sure that is near Opryland Drive, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's where that's at. There's a big old hotel there. Yeah, okay. So Joe said it's always at Opryland. Um, if it's at that hotel right there at Opryland, that hotel is really cool. It's a massive hotel. The inside lobby, like all the rooms open up to this lobby. There's like a, a creek. It's made to look like a creek, but it's really fresh water just going around, and like all kind of music and stuff. It is a really cool hotel right in there. Um, he says, marketing 101. Hey, baby, want to go to Valentine's Day? Hey, are you asking me for a date? I mean, did I read that right? I mean, you don't have to threaten me with a good time. I'll be a cheap date too, like Taco Bell. You know, my favorite, my Tony's favorite restaurant, McDonald's. You know, I'll be the cheapest date that you could ever take to Nashville. Um, but retail will be there. There's going to be a lot of vendors there. Um, if you look on their website, there is, and who knows, you know, it always changes. But as of right now, there's 486 on the list of people who's going to be there. Um, Typically, there's a turkey that walks around the show just constantly gobbling and strutting. That's usually a big highlight of the show. Maybe one day I'm going to make it up there, but it won't be this. It won't be this year. Uh, I know that Rite is going to be at um, the Ducks Expo. That's going to be coming up. That's in Memphis. That's going to be July 31st through August the 2nd. Another event that's going to be coming up that I know a lot of people don't know about, and I'm gonna tell you about it. Pull it up too. Um, what is the name of it? It's Palmetto Sportsman's. Oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. The Gathering. Whew, boy, I tell you, at the end of the day, it's a struggle bus. So March the 21st, that's a great day too. But March the 21st, the Gathering. That is a Palmetto State Armory. I went last year. I'm planning to go this year. If you are anywhere near South Carolina, and I would say it's more closer to it's in Clinton, South Carolina. And if you've never been to Clinton, South Carolina, Clinton, South Carolina is in between Columbia and Greenville. It's on 26 in that area. It's probably more closer to Georgia's line. I would imagine if you were in Georgia at the state line, it'd probably take you, I don't know, an hour to cut over. But the Gathering is awesome. Like, general admission for one day is $50. For 2 days, it's $80. It says children under 16 get in free, but it is a range day. And when I say range day, it is if you can't go put your hand on one of the brands out there, they probably don't make it. Like, it is a full day of vendors. Um, like, everything is there. Like, you can put your hands on it and fire it. Like, it is a range day. Like, that $50, I can promise you, I would almost be willing to say, if you do not shoot $50 worth of brass of any caliber that day, I would almost say I'd give you $50 back. That is how much, like, it is unreal. I don't even know how many people were there last year when I went. It was awesome, and that's coming up March 21st. So, like, what is that? A month and a half. But it's going to be at the Clinton House Plantation, which is a really cool place. I've been there. It says it has 2,000 acres, 3 clay courses, 17 shooting bays, 1,000-yard range, and a mile-long range. I think last year I practiced at the event, was doing some 200, 300 yards. Might have been 400, but I can't remember. but they had food trucks, they had vendors, like the vendors were up under the picnic table. There was water everywhere. It was pretty warm. The food trucks were awesome. There were shotgun vendors. I mean, like I said, if it's made, it's probably there. Like red dots, scopes, um, silencers. Like it was 30-06 and 308s suppressed. The coolest thing there, me and Danny went. The coolest thing there last year was, and I've been around suppressors. It's no big deal. The coolest thing was a 45 light lever action Wild Wild West gun. It was silenced, and you didn't have no ear protection. You didn't need it. The man was telling about it, all the stuff that was done to it, and he says you will hear the firing pin hit the cartridge, and then you will hear the ding. And I'm like, man, that's unreal. Like, I know what dry fire sounds like, and that's what it sounded like. It sounded like a dry fire. It went click, ding, click, ding. And I mean, that was impressive. Like, I was blown away. I was blown away not enough. I was not blown away enough to go spend no money, but it was awesome not to have any earplugs or any kind of earmuffs, and you could hear the click and had conversations like, hey, what you want to eat for Click Ping today for lunch? Yeah, I would like to have a hamburger from Click Ping. I mean, give it what they are. It is pretty cool. So the gathering's coming up. That's going to be really cool. My favorite, and we talk about this all the time, every year it's a toss-up between waterfowl season and turkey season. Like right here on my desk, I got a turkey and I got a call. Like right here. This from my buddy Jaybird. He sent me this. I used it last year, but right now it's on my table because most of the time I'm either 49% waterfowl and 50% turkey, or that'd be 51%. See, I can't even add. Or I'm 51% waterfowl and 49% turkey. Like I don't know which one I like the best. But every year I say I'm going to lose weight before turkey season, and I still sound like a Peterbilt coming through the woods huffing and puffing. I mean, this year ain't going to be, it ain't going to be no deal. I hadn't lost my weight from Christmas. And now it's going to be Super Bowl weekend. I'm going to eat good Sunday. That's all I got to tell you. But turkey season is right around the corner. Here in South Carolina, South Carolina used to do lower part of the state, middle part, and then the upper part would come in. Now it's just all one date. It's going to come in April the 3rd through March the 3rd. We get 1 month. Like and that's the one thing that does drive me crazy. One of my favorite things to hunt is turkeys. And I get 1 month. That's it. And basically, out of that 1 month, I get 5 weekends. So that's 10 days. And yeah, I do skip church on Sundays if it's not going to rain, because I don't like hunting in the rain. And I know people say, oh, that's the best time to go turkey hunting. I don't like being miserable neither. But you get 10 days to turkey hunt. So anywhere in between there that I could get off work early and run out to the field to get an afternoon hunt, I'm always on it. But my favorite, like if I could get rid of deer season to get more turkey days, oh, absolutely. I wouldn't even get a turkey. I mean, I wouldn't even get a deer tag. Like, I don't know what I would do. I'd give them a Klondike bar if I could get more days to turkey hunt. Yes, that's it. That is where the Clinton house is. Gerald, telling you, if you are available to go either one of them days, that would be one of the best $50 that you can probably ever buy or spend. Look it up. It's Palmetto State Armory, The Gathering. It's amazing. But turkey season's coming up, April the 3rd through the 5th. For North Carolina, it's April the 4th for early, like kids, youth season. And then I think they come in April the 11th through May 9th. Hey Jeff, I'm very much considering maybe hunting a little bit of North Carolina after our season is over. I have maybe another plan in my head here. Turkey season in Georgia. I mean, I know a couple of Georgia boys. One of them's already chimed in for the day. Public land in Georgia is March the 28th through May 15th, and public, did I say private land is March 28th through May 5th, and public is April the 4th through May 16th. So, one cool thing, I don't know about turkey tags in Georgia, but waterfowl, they do offer 1 day hunting license for waterfowl in Georgia. I need to look into turkey. Last year, Georgia had a pretty good turkey season. If you look at their numbers, if you look at all the numbers, you got Georgia that did pretty good. North Carolina, and then South Carolina went down like we had the past 3 years. I don't get it. That's part of some of our where's our money going kind of deal. Like, we paying all these money, but where is it going? Yeah, Jeff, we got about 5 to 8 inches of snow depending on where you measured. What blew my mind was where the wind was blowing. It was a soft snow, so it would pile up in sections. But like our front porch got more snow on the front porch than anywhere else. And the way the wind was blowing it over the house. Like, you wouldn't think that. I guess it was doing some kind of aerodynamics and coming back. But our front porch got a lot. It was really pretty. I did see that Georgia got some snow. I know Jay Bird sent me some pictures of snow down there. So hopefully you got some snow. So the Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. Who we picking? My son is picking the New England Patriots. That's who he's already picked. But if you look at the spread, it's saying, as of right now, the Seahawks are favored to win by 4.5 points. So 4.5 points, that's not a whole lot. I mean, that's a little over, just kicking it a field goal. Like, that's a pretty tight spread. So, like, who's going to win? Y'all comment and tell me who y'all think. You think the Seahawks? That's what I'm thinking too, Jeff. I am definitely thinking I'm probably going to be pulling for the Seahawks. I don't know why he's picking the New England Patriots, but that's who he said he was going with. So I think I might have to have some kind of rivalry against him there, and I might have to pull for the Seahawks. I know NASCAR kicked up this weekend. They're racing tonight at the Bowman super small racetrack. I don't know who's in the lead there. I was watching it earlier, but I don't like Daytona. Like, I don't watch the Sunday night, but I do like the duels, the Gatorade duels, because that's where they actually trying to race to get into the big race. I feel like they put more into racing. The Sunday race is usually boring to me, but I do want to mention South Carolina's, what's called Palmetto Sportsman. That's coming up too, because I was giving out updates on events. The Palmetto Sportsman Classic When is it? We fixing to look it up. The Palmetto Sportsman Classic is also a great event. It is going to be March the 27th through 29th. So, and that is in Columbia. That is at the state fairground. Um, by far, March, yeah, 27th through 29th. By far, that is one of my favorite events to go to. Um, I don't know how many vendors that they have there, but boy, it's up there. Like best in South Carolina. If you could drive, I might have been looking at the wrong camera. Got too many cameras. But that is one that I highly recommend somebody go to. If you are in driving distance of South Carolina State Fairground, right near the football stadium, that is a great event to attend, and that's March 27th through 29th. Private land turkey, March 28th through May 5th. Yep, in Georgia. Got any turkeys down there? You need a camera guy? Do you need an extra buddy? I know you already asked me on a date to go to the Turkey Federation. Do you need a date to go turkey hunt? I can't call with a mouth, but you give me you give me something else to call with. I can call with it. I cannot call with a mouth call. That I don't know about y'all, but I am that type of person that has that high gag reflex. That the people at the dentist office hate me. After all these years of technology, we still have to use them big old whatever pieces that they stick in your mouth to take an X-ray. Like, why? Why can't it be bigger or smaller? And they put it in there every single time. I'd be like, it gets me every single time. And a turkey call does this same way. People say that, oh, you got to cut them. You got to learn. Nah, I've tried it. I can't do it. I will stick to this right here. Now, there is a disadvantage to this and a box call. If they get close, now your hands are occupied. Like now you don't have the shotgun in your hand. So you either got to put this down to get the shotgun, which they could see, which if you had a mouth call, you could call and cast and do all kind of stuff without putting the shotgun down. I can't do it. If they come out with some other kind of call in the future, I know they got the wing bone. That's possible, but yeah, I cannot do a mouth call. And if you came here to the channel to think I'm a amazing outdoorsman, I'll let you down on that one because I cannot do it. But I do have some buddies that can do it, and they do a really good job on that. But props to the people that can. Let's see what's the NASCAR doing right now. Let's see what they only had 200 laps. They are 139, and Carlson is in the lead. The person I was pulling for, he was leading way earlier, but now Kyle Larson is like 16th. I like Carl Larson. I think that joker can really race. I really like watching him on dirt. I watched more dirt car racing, super late models, midgets, wingless, and sprint cars than anything. I enjoy watching them. NASCAR, I really don't. I don't watch that much. I do like the truck series, but today they're racing at the Bowman Gray Stadium, which is a super small track. Pretty awesome track, but how many people is going to enjoy eating at the Super Bowl? That's that and the commercials. I am definitely not looking for the halftime show. I am going to clock out on the halftime show. I'm definitely going to watch the other halftime show that's going to be on. or at least I'm going to attempt to watch it. That's the cable TV. Can the people that have cable TV or make cable TV? Can we go back to the old days? Can I get a box back at my house where all I got to do is pick my remote up and just go through the channels? Like, I just want a guide. I want a guide, and I just want to go down, and I want to hit enter and watch the channel. Like, I don't want to go from this app. Well, it's not on this app. Then go to this app. No, it's not on that app. Well, it's on this app. And since it's all online, ever so often you gotta log in, or I come up here and then I don't know the password, so then my wife has to come put the password in because she signs up for all the streaming apps. And then I go back downstairs and that app's logged off. Like, it is so utterly frustrating. I just want the old cable box back. Like, technology is supposed to make it easier. I don't need 42 apps to watch TV these days. Does that bother anybody else? Because it bothers me. I mean, I do understand that streaming is high def, but why do I have to go look for it? I just want the old days of just give me the guide. Almost like the satellite. And heck, satellite companies are now going streaming. You can just get the plans from satellite companies to stream. But I just want one place. I don't want to have to jump around. It used to be you come and you sit and you lazy boy, you flip your chair up, you just turn the TV on and you would zone out and relax. Now you got to jump through apps, and it's frustrating. Now, granted, you do get to go back and watch the beginning, or if you come into a football game halfway, it will catch you up to what you missed. So I mean, that is a plus. There is some pluses. And you can watch it the day after, where the old cable box you couldn't. But I know you struggle. Mama says she struggles. I know she struggles. But it's just a struggle for me too, because the wife manages all the streaming apps and I don't know the password. I don't know which username she uses. I don't know. But this weekend it is going to be the Super Bowl Sunday. I think the game kicks off around 6:30. We plan to go hit up a restaurant that's going to have some TV, and we're going to get our grub on. It's definitely a Mexican restaurant. We love going to that restaurant. That's why I was telling my wife tonight. She cooked some tacos and they were pretty good. But even she agreed. Man, them tacos at that restaurant is like the best taco I've ever ate. I mean, obviously you can't compare Taco Bell because that's Tex-Mex. But this stuff, I don't know. About 3-4 months ago, I don't know if they got a new chef. I don't know what happened. But their tacos have went from great to amazing. Like, it is legit the best taco you will ever put in your mouth. And that's where we're going Sunday. So hopefully we're going to have some good food. I'm sure it's going to be packed. I'm sure all these restaurants are going to be packed. Um, sometimes when you go to type, I'm trying to talk and think, and that's what I was looking at. Remember, was looking up the halftime show that I know Kid Rock's going to be doing it. I know there's a couple of other people that's going to be the alternate Super Bowl halftime. That's what probably going to watch. Is going to be the turning point. I would like to see the statistics of when the Super Bowl halftime comes on, how many people cut over. That's going to be very interesting. I'm sure it'll take a couple of days for them statistics to come out, but it's going to be very interesting to see. I think this year's Super Bowl is going to be, a lot of them do it just for the shock factor anyway. I mean, that's what they're doing. But it is definitely going to be a weird, regular halftime show. So, like I said, Turning Point USA is going to have Kid Rock on their halftime show. That's going to be pretty interesting. If let me pull up the weather here, because this is going to be depending on where you live. So this is, I wanted this one, not that one. Share, there we go. If you go to Tropical Tidbits, I really enjoy this website. It's really good, and I know I talked about it last week for the weather, for the snow. I was using some other weather apps, and I really have now in the past probably 3 weeks moved to this Tropical Tidbits. If you go to their website and you go to, I'll show you. If you go to their website and you come up to the top there where it says forecast models, this is where it's going to take you. And up under global here, you got GFS, and then you got this ECMWF. That's what I tend to like to follow. And the two things that you need to look at, if you bookmark this website, if you bookmark it, you need to look at the run times. These run times are 4 times a day. So today we're in the 3rd run. There should be another model coming out in a little bit, but there's 4 runs a day. Just make sure you update your real time, because if you bookmark it, it's highly possible that you're going to come back down here to an old date, and you don't want to look at old date. You want to look at the top date. So we're going to look at February 4th, and what you need to look at the second time is this right here. That is the forecast date and time. So right now it is 8:38. So again, these are just models. It's pretty close. If you look at the radar, that's pretty close to what's going on. Like I started out with, I was saying that it was going to be snowing as we were talking in the mountains area. It's pretty close. So here's your little arrows, and then your time changes over there. There is going to be some wintry mix of something in North Carolina. I don't think it's going to get down to Charlotte. I think it's still going to stay up around the Asheville area. I saw this run earlier right in York County, right at 7 a.m., right when school is starting. People are going to be commuting to work. There is a little blip. I don't think it's going to happen, but there is a little blip. But if we take these models on out, and again, the date changes, so that's the 6th. So we're going to keep following it. So the 7th, it looked like we was going to get some rain in South Carolina. That bombed out. Still some snow. I mean, like couple of days there. Couple of runs are still showing snow in the mountains. Then this big old blob over here is starting to come in. That's going to run over, and it's going to meet up, and it looking like possibly around Valentine's Day, we're gonna get some rain. Like, it's gonna come. How much rain? I don't know, but look at that blob. Now this is GFS. GFS sometimes gets it right, sometimes don't gets it right. Sometimes I think it just pulls stuff out of thin air sometimes. But regardless, February 14th, Valentine's Day. That is not very far, guys. Go ahead and pick something up now. You don't want to be that guy buying Valentine's Day on the side of the road with that little woman who makes a basket that has a little bunny in it that's in that plastic. You don't want that. Go ahead now. But Valentine's Day around 1 a.m., it's going to come into South Carolina and Georgia. I mean, that right there in Georgia, Alabama, that's showing a little. That's showing a little something a little spicy. Um, and then around 1 p.m., some pretty decent thunderstorms, heavy rain, and then at 7 p.m., 7 a.m. that morning of February 14th is gone. Now, with that being said, that is so far out. One of two things is going to happen. Well, maybe one of three things. One is either going to speed up, not happen, or it's going to be a day behind. Usually when it's that far out and it says February 14th, it usually is like the 15th. So that's usually what I look at. We're that far out. I would say it's going to be at least a day off, either early or late. But, you know, looking out there in the middle of the country, there's still some snow. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about mid-February. This cold front's going to swoop down here. Is it going to give us some more snow? Yeah, it's too early. It is way too early to be talking about it. If you look at it, it may be there. We might get a little bit. Depends on which weather person you follow. But winter is not over. If you saw that groundhog, he said we're gonna have a little bit more winter time. So, what's it gonna be like? Are we gonna get some more snow? Maybe. I just want it all gone before turkey season because I'm ready for turkey season. Have I told y'all that? I am super stoked about turkey season. Here in South Carolina, we only get two turkey tags, and I really, 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 really want to get one on game management. I keep saying that every year. Like, I want to go and pick one off on game management. That is still on the list. There is one area that I hunt. I am definitely not going to tell anybody where that is, but it is game management. It's over there at Lake Man I Gotta Pee. If you know where Lake Man I Gotta Pee is, it's that game management right beside it. So every single year I go, and every single year I leave a turkey on a tree somewhere. Like, I get close, and then he goes quiet. Like, every year I leave a turkey. But this year, if I have to take vacation days, I am wanting to get that game management turkey. That is one thing that I want to do. I want to get that game management turkey and check that off the list. So that is something I'm definitely looking forward to. I don't know if y'all saw, which I thought it was pretty interesting. You know, the Grammys was this past weekend or past week or whatever. Again, that's probably on a channel that I don't even get, nor I would even really watch it. But the one thing that I saw from the Grammys, there was a lot of things I saw from the Grammys that, like, there was a dude singing in his underwear. Like, there's some really weird stuff that goes out there on the Grammys, and a lot of times they make it very political, and I think that's usually what it is, and half the time, well, majority of the time, the reason I don't even watch it. But, like him, hate him, or love him, Jelly Roll made a statement, and he shocked a lot of people at this Grammys. Some people say he's not country music. Usually the people that say he's not country music is usually the Merle Haggards, the Garth Brooks, them kind of type countries. And I get it. I know Jelly Roll probably ain't country, but he has a farm now. He has cows. Maybe Bunny just has the cows. I don't know. But Jelly Roll he came out and said something that I have been saying on this channel for months on end. So Jelly Roll came out when he accepted his award, and he said, there was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think that I had a chance, y'all. It was the darkest days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. Holding up a pocket-sized Bible, he continued, there was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible, a big and a radio the same size, and a 6 by 8 foot cell. That's when he was in prison. He was locked up. And he said, and I believe that those two things changed my life. Jelly Roll said, I believe that music had the power to change my life, and God had the power to change my life. And then he said, I want to tell you right now. Now this man standing up there, you just seen the dude singing in his underwear. The rest of them's up there talking all kind of political stuff. And he says, I want to tell you right now, Jesus is for everybody. He added, Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord, and walked off the stage. Like him, love him, don't like his music. The man got up there and gave a 30-something second testimony of his life. And that's what I've been saying on this channel off and on the past couple months. We had the opportunity to reach hunters. We have the opportunity to speak to men that a preacher ain't going to preach to. Jelly Roll is going to be talking to people that a preacher would never be able to talk to. Is Jelly Roll perfect? Absolutely not. If you follow his wife Bunny, there is definitely some weird, like, I mean, even sometimes he's not on the stage singing, drinking, and he may say one or few choice words. One would say, well, if you were saved, that you wouldn't do that. But that man has a past, and he is using every bit of whatever he can to reach people. And that's what I was saying for all this time here lately. We have the power as hunters to talk to people at the boat ramp, meet new people. We have the opportunity to touch people's lives and tell them what's, and that's what I've been saying for months. Like the whole time, wife going through cancer, talking about different stuff, try to tell you what's going on in my life. Most of the time it's chasing after kids and very chaotic, and every dumpster's on fire. But, we have the opportunity as men, and we can do that. We can share our testimony with people. We can show hunters how to hunt. We got 2 weekends, y'all. 2 weekends to take youth hunting. We had that opportunity to show some kids, hey, this is how we hunt. This is how you call. This is how you set up decoys. We had that opportunity to spend time with them. Let's use it wisely. We are guaranteed we might not see tomorrow. But I thought that was pretty awesome, especially, given the opportunity that he had to speak. That is definitely has created talking points. Even Caleb this week, I know, in between going to work, lunch, coming home, I know they've been talking about Jelly Roll. Are they probably going to play Jelly Roll's song on Caleb? Probably not. But again, it's all about the ministry, and if he can use something good out of how horrible his life is, that's what we're talking about. And I made a video sometime last week. No, it might have been this week. Can't remember. But I was talking about the snow, and I was filling up the bird feeders, and I was talking about how messy the birds are, and if you drive across your yard and it's snow, you leave ruts and mud, and it makes the pretty snow ugly. I mean, there's a lot of side by sides. Oh my God, the kids want to ride side by side. You ride the side by side, now you make ruts in the dirt, and everything else comes up, and it makes the pretty snow ugly. And that's what I used that talking point to make an example. God made it beautiful, and man and everything else came and messed it up, and it's ugly. But His blood on the cross and in the Son died so that all our sins could be wiped away. And that's what I said at the end of the video. I said He can take this mess that we make and make it white as snow. And that's what Jelly Roll, he was a mess. There's some people born in church. They live a perfect, well, you can't live a perfect life, but you know what I'm saying. They born in church. They don't do wrong. They go to church every Sunday. They get saved, go on. He wasn't born like that. And there's tons and tons of people the exact same way. And there's a lot of people that said, well, I can't be used. I never can do anything. Yeah, that's right. You can't. But God can use you in a different ways. And that's one part of what I'm looking at. If you've been following what is his name? Ramsey Russell. Ramsey Russell is a massive waterfowl hunter. Now, granted, it's more like he's like a guide service. He sets up these hunts, but he hunts, and his podcast is hunting 365 days a year. He goes everywhere hunting ducks, like all overseas, like everywhere. And like the past, I don't know, couple weeks, blew me away. Like I listened to his podcast. He talks hunting. It's hunting. But the past couple weeks, I think the Holy Spirit's got a hold of Ramsey Russell, and boy, he's laying it down. And I'm super stoked for Ramsey. But yeah. So any opportunity I get to throw it in, I throw it in. So if y'all been wondering where's these videos come from, whenever I get convicted to go out there and make one, that's where they've been coming from. But this weekend, Saturday, I got a video releasing. It is the Arkansas trip. That's right. I know Tony's boy is can't wait to see this video. I got a little surprise for Tony in there. There's a little surprise for Tony. It's a free tidbit in there, and I'm sure if he's watching, he's like, "Oh Lord!" But yeah, there's a little tidbit. We're just gonna call it the Tony Cam. If y'all remember, a few months ago, I had a camera that was right here in front of my face, and it was like a stream close up, and I was calling it the Tony Cam. But there's a Tony Cam section in this video. Pretty good part. But you're going to see 6 of us go to Arkansas. Good hunt. We take our boys with us. That was cool. They all got their first birds. I know I talked about the trip on the podcast, but the video is coming out Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So go check that out. It is a lot of footage that I had to put together and stuff. So now that I got that one done, I will start on the New Jersey and Outer Banks video. People will be like, "Oh, I can make YouTube." Well, it's the hours of recording and the hours of editing that is the hard part. And like I said, I'm chasing kids and having fun and hunting and everything else. So this weekend, I will be youth hunting, running the basketball, running the watch daughter dance, and Super Bowl. Like it's going to be like this. Usually, we pass one of us in the road, and sometimes I pass myself in the road. I don't know, but that's about all I got for this week. Hopefully, y'all having a good weekend. Like I said, um, I plan to take my son um, for Youth Day. Um, so two weekends of Youth Day, and then I already told Tony, boy, we gotta get on them goose. There was some, you know how I said earlier, there was a turkey that I've been leaving in the tree in that game management. There was about 7 geese that me and Tony left out in the field. Now, Tony's got a little faster. Let's just put it like this. Now Tony hadn't been waterfowl hunting too much, and you know the get 'em. He was taking it all in, and I've been there. I promise you, I've been there too. When like you see the birds and you just like you all and then oohing, and he's like get 'em, and you're like oh crap. That's how he was. I mean, these birds were these they were honking, man. I called them, and they circled, and they were honking, and then they were coming in decoying, and then right at the last moment, they said, "Nope, not today," and they lifted, and I was like, "Get them!" And I emptied my gun, and then like on the GoPro, it's boom, 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 and then Tony goes, boom. So, needless to say, we didn't even cut a feather. There wasn't a single goose fail. It's hilarious. I still think it's hilarious. I got the GoPro. I missed 3 times. Tony's was very delayed. And I'm like, what in the world were you doing? I don't know. He had that, that rookie, I even think he said, them birds look a whole lot bigger than they do sitting on the side of the road eating grass. But yeah, that's a big old bird right there. Their wingspan's almost stretched out is almost like 5.5 foot. So when they're flying, they're some tanks. So we left them birds out in the field, and that is our goal in them 2 weeks. We got to redeem ourselves. Like it was bad. Granted, I think I'm going to blame it on that was the first trigger pull of the 25-26 season. And maybe I got a little twitchy. That's what it was. That's all it was. It was just, hadn't been hunting and got a little jumpy. The rust is knocked off. We're going to get them in them 2 weeks. If not, we're going to get breakfast at Bojangles. That's all I know. So, all right. Well, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Thank you for sharing the channel. Like I said, this coming weekend is going to be a great video. I've watched it at least 2 or 3 times, and I was there. I think it's a pretty good video. But y'all go check that out. And before we leave, I'm going to read a verse. It's Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest. That's all he says. Just come to him. Our Heavenly Father is just like us as fathers. We just want our kids to come to us and say, what's going on? What do you need? Tell me what's going on. And if you're burdened, tell him, you don't have to bust out with no special prayer. It's just a one-on-one connection. That's what God wants for us. He just wants to have a personal connection. And it ain't no different than me getting on here talking to y'all or me talking to anybody else. If I pick up the phone and call Tony, it should be just that kind of conversation. And to get that conversation, you do need to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And I hope that you find that before your time runs out or he comes back one early. So let us pray and close it out for this week. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the beautiful snow you sent our way. Thank you for the moisture, and thank you for the rain that we're getting now. We're so far behind on our rainfall. Thank you for keeping the power on for the older people. Thank you for allowing a lot of the governments and local jobs not to open so that their people could stay at home safely. Still be with all the people that have to go out in this cold and rain, the first responders, the utility, all these people that still having to deal with the cold. And winter's not over. So be with the people that are homeless, the people that can't afford to turn the heat up. Be with them people. I greatly appreciate you sending your son to die on the cross for my sin and everyone's sin. I thank you for that, giving us that connection that and restoring what you're doing for us. I thank you for everything you do. I thank you for blessing us. And I ask for the safety of these people that listen and that we have a safe rest of the week. And I thank you for everything you do. Amen. So I'll see y'all. I was waiting for the camera to change. If not, I could change it myself. I'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Jay Bird's going to be on there. He was supposed to be on tonight, but he had drops put in his eyes and his pupils were too big, and he probably would have looked funny. So Jay Bird is supposed to be on next week. So we're going to talk Georgia, waterfowl. He went to Arkansas also. Him and some guys went in and got a pit. So we're going to talk, all about that. So until next week, I'll see y'all. Be safe. Here's a word from our sponsors. Matthew Knight with Satura Investors out of Charlotte. There's the information. The link to his website is scrolling across the banner down at the bottom, and it's also in the description. Today's episode is about helping business owners and working professionals like you who share a passion for the outdoors, shooting sports, zeroing them in to their long-term financial goals. So if you need any information or contact or any other questions, contact Matthew. Flint Ridge Hauling Service, LLC, has partnered up with the channel. It is your go-to provider for all your hauling needs. They are not just any hauling service. They are an active DOT interstate hotshot hauling provider. Flint Ridge Service, LLC, prides itself in the reliable transportation services. This team ensures that your cargo is delivered safely and on time no matter the distance. Whether you need to transport goods across the county or state line, they have the capacity and the expertise to meet your hauling needs. Equipped with a smooth riding 40-foot air ride equipped trailer and a max hauling capacity of 20,000 pounds, there's no load too big or too small that they can't handle. Look no further than Flint Ridge Hauling Service, LLC.